Let's get into
let's do
this list of things about Muckduck.
Yeah. So first off is number 10, Tim McGraw's Between the River and Me.
Next day I'm following down to the riverbank. I knew one of us wouldn't walk away. I might have had a plan, but he didn't know it. Might have been scared, but I didn't show it. That's all between the river and me. With the current and the rocks, could have been risky. Might have been sober, but I brought the whiskey. That's all between the river and me.
This is one of those that I've listened to for years, and I love it every time. Just the way it's like sang into the story of just like the line, just it's between the river and me. It's such an awesome line. I think, have we done a Tim McGraw episode?
Yes.
I think, yeah, we have. And I'm guessing the song's out.
I think it was.
So we probably have talked about it, but
it
I just
should
love,
be, because I do love this song.
It probably was. I don't remember. We're at that, like we said this even like 40 episodes ago. We're at the point where we don't remember if we've done episodes or not.
Well, that's the thing. We don't remember, and then I also don't remember what I put on my top 10, because that can sound like I'm being hypocritical about my rankings on shit, but it's like, no, I mean, the way that I listen to music, I could be really into one thing over another. I don't remember how I rank things. Yeah. If I went back and looked at it, like, oh, that makes sense, I stand by it. I don't fucking know.
I mean, we've said it so many times that our top 10 one day could be a completely top 10 the next day. It's just,
I wouldn't say it'd be completely different, but there's a lot of like 5
like
through
David
10.
is going to always be number 1. Cody Jinx.
Exactly. 5 through 10 is what could flip around at any moment.
Yeah, because there are so many artists that we love. Yeah, our favorite song is probably always going to be our favorite song until obviously maybe a new album comes out with a new song. But but they flip around so much, and there's always different songs I love.
Yeah, but Between the River and Me, I love it because, like you said, the Between the River and Me is such a great line about how, like, he kills this person, but the only one that's going to know, the stepdad, it's only between the river and him, and so it's just like, there might have been this, but they would never know it, and there might have been this, but they'd never know it, because that's all between the river and me. And I also I don't know why, but I always have a soft spot in my heart for songs about, like, a stepdad that comes in and is abusing the narrator's mom, and he's like, nope, not gonna fuck with my mom, and they kill him. I love that shit. I don't have any, there's no one I know that is in a relationship like that, but I love, exactly. I'm gonna kill someone in somewhere somehow. But I love songs like this. Okay, well, you're going down.
I'm the stepdaddy.
Yeah, but I love songs like this, and I just think it's cool, and the song is a fucking jam too.
And it's a classic. Yeah, it's a classic McGraw song. Even though he has leaned back into country with his like most recent stuff, which makes me super happy, is that he is being a country artist again. Except for that fucking CD with him and Faith Hill. I think I sent you that one song. It was so good, but it was so not country. Yeah. But it was such a jam. I can't remember what it was called, but I loved that song.
I didn't listen to that album. I didn't really care.
I listened to some. I remember I listened to some of it, and there was some that were kind of like my best friend from like way back in the day. There was stuff like that, which were just good love songs. But then, of course, there was a lot of the pretend that we're still like relevant type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tim McGraw, I dig. He's one that I've always digged, even though he's a big diva on stage and shit. But
yeah.
Number 9 is the Steelwoods' "Straw in the Wind."
Oh, if the mouth of this river could talk, here's what it would say. If you come here with good in your heart, you'll be on your way. Oh, but I'm not the one here who judged another man's sin, or made strangers round here disappear like straw in the wind. Oh, the strangers round here disappear like straw in the wind.
Yeah, this is a great one. It's the narrator is talking about how, like, there's the town that he's in is just kind of presumably like a bumfuck town in the middle of nowhere. But then it just talks about how, the line is strangers around here disappear like straw in the wind. So it's basically people who come to town and try to fuck shit up. One way or the other, they get murdered, and then no one ever sees them again. And so like there's a line like good. A drifter came. Oh yeah, exactly. The greater good. Like that's what I think about every time I listen to the song. Like this is just the town from Hot Fuzz. But like a drifter comes to town and like picks a fight with somebody.
Crusty jugglers.
And then crusty dog muck.
A great big bushy beard.
If you've never seen Hot Fuzz, watch it. It's one of my favorite.
Yeah,
movies
if you
of all
haven't
time.
seen it, what the hell's wrong with you? It is such a great movie.
One of my favorite of all time. But yeah, this song, it's a great. This song also is like a jam where it slowly builds and then they just fucking go ham. I love it, and yeah, the whole idea of like people who drifters and strangers who come to town and try to start shit. They just somehow mysteriously vanish.
Yeah, that's awesome. Steelwoods are awesome. They're a jam band. If you like the Whiskey Myers type sounding people, definitely check out the Steelwoods.
Yes.
They're
I
real good.
really like them.
We'll probably do an episode on them down the road at some point.
They did. Yeah, they just need to get some more music out there. They had a new song released, so they have a new album coming out at some point. I don't know when,
Very
but
nice.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Number 8 is Tyler Childers' Banded Clovis.
We trudged through the snow, straight up the hillside, took a ridge for a while, then we slowly went down to an overhang, hit from the ridge line, bent over our handles and we bit in the ground, dark and bloody ground.
This one's great. It's like a prospecting song about how he's going out west with his friends and whatever, and
Going
the
to
thing
California territory
going
to get us some
California
internet.
looking for some internet. Yeah, and so the crux of it with the murder part is his friend finds a piece of Clovis, which is apparently like a rock thing. That's like
I thought it would be like a clover.
yeah, but it's like a game changing thing that he finds. Like, it'd pay for all this shit. His life has changed forever, and so his jealousy, he murders his friend and tries to take it. But then the whole song is him singing from the perspective of he is locked up, and then he's kind of talking about what happened. So he didn't get away with it.
Yeah. Tyler Childers is good. You're going to have some words to say about him next week.
Yeah.
Actually, later this week. You guys are lucky. You're going to get 2 podcasts in 1 week.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about how if I'm pretending like I'm on Thursday right now, in the future I will be seeing him. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll talk about that next one.
Yeah. And then number 7 is this little-known artist you may have heard from, named Johnny Cash, Cocaine Blues.
Early one morning while making the round, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. I went right home and I went to bed. I stuck at 11:44 beneath my head. Got up next morning and I grabbed that gun. Took a shot of cocaine and away I run. Made a good run, but I run too slow. They overtook me down in Juarez, Mexico.
So when you're doing the cocaine, you're going to want to make sure it's blue cocaine. That's what the song is about.
Oh, this is the prequel to Breaking Bad.
Exactly. No, this one's great. It's a murder ballad because the first thing that he talks about is that he wakes up in the morning, takes a shot of cocaine, and then guns his woman down. But it's just a great one where he's just like, he's singing about how, I think he talks about like his bad woman. I don't know if he says specifically what she's done to wrong him, but he takes the cocaine, kills her, goes on the run, gets caught, and then his like wrapping up bit at the end is talking about, he's just like, just leave that cocaine alone. Like don't do it. It's not worth it. It'll ruin your life.
Yeah.
But this is an absolute classic of a song too.
Oh yeah, it's fucking.
This has got covered by a bunch of people. People play it live all the time too.
Yeah, Johnny Cash is one of those people that people who don't like country music pretend that they like.
Exactly.
But back before we had like any listeners on our podcast, not that we have any listeners now.
Nope.
That we had I remember I made a post and it just said, if someone tells you that they don't like any country music except Johnny Cash, they don't actually listen to Johnny Cash.
Yeah, they don't do that at all.
I've gotten that so many times. Where
Like,
people
I watched Walk the Line.
Yeah, there's so many times I get those from people where it's just like, I don't like country music. I mean, I like Johnny Cash. I'm like, that's like me saying I don't like rock, but I like the Beatles. Like, that's not true.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be true. Or like, I don't listen to rap, but that Tupac, I love him. It's not true. If that's
or like, so yeah, just I only listen to Wu-Tang. It's like, you don't listen to Wu-Tang at all.
I'm part of Wu-Tang.
Oh.
It's like when he's doing his solo stuff, he's still part of Wu-Tang.
Oh, so great.
Love it. Anyway, yeah. Johnny Cash, he's goodly.
Yeah.
Number 6, Cody Jinx's Fast Hand.
I never meant to be a bad man. I just had a fast hand. Ain't gonna be nothing in hell. I haven't lived through hell. And I'm just gonna walk out and wish you all good night. I never meant to be a bad man. I just had a fast hand.
Yeah, and this is one of them that we for sure talked about during the Cody Jinx episode, because I know that I included it on my top 10. I know it made it onto ours. But this is it's a Western style song where he's basically talking about how his life, he's like kind of on the run forever because he got challenged to a duel by someone and he won, killed him, but no one was like there to prove that it was like a duel and like that they agreed on it. So he's living on the run because he killed this kid, and everyone now just thinks he's a murderer. And it's like he's not my fault. I never wanted to be a bad man. I just had a fast hand. And so it's, people challenging him because they heard that he's fast, and then he kills them. Yeah. And he's just like this tormented life of, he's like, I never really wanted this. It's just the way that I am now. And Jinx is tremendous, and this song is great.
As we've said many times on this podcast before, Cody Jinx is the best name in country music right now.
Yeah, he's unreal.
So good. Yeah. Number 5 is Marty Robbins' Big Iron.
Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry men that tried before were dead. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death.
Yeah, Marty Robbins, and he's one I was debating between Big Iron and El Paso, because he's very famously made all these gunfighter ballads. Like, that's literally what the album's called, that the songs are off of. And it's just all these songs singing about, the Old West and doing gunfighter things. And so Big Iron is about this mythical dude who's got the big iron on his hip, which is just, he's got this fucking revolver that he murders people with, and everyone's afraid of him. He's got like notches. I can't remember if he says like notches on the gun or like on his belt or something about all the different people that he's killed. And so it's just this talk about this guy with the big iron on his hip. And it's just it's a total classic song. Like I said, I was between this and El Paso because, everyone knows the out in the West Texas town of El Paso, blah, 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 blah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not. You don't like music.
I've never listened to a country. Yeah. It's a country song. Number
Try it out.
4. Try it out. Yeah, we've both. Oh, I've been listening to it for a while, but Kevin finally got into the podcast Your Mom's House, and if you haven't listened to it, listen to it. It's fucking hilarious.
It fucking kills me.
If you don't know the comedian Tom Segura, you're missing out on one of the greatest comedians of all time.
It's just so funny. But yeah,
I actually didn't hear about him until that last year when they did the Sober October, I had known who Ari Burt and Joe Rogan obviously all were, but I didn't know who Tom Segura was.
I knew of him. I just never saw any of his stand-up or anything. I knew who he was. Just like, I mean, there's a bunch of comedians like that where I've just heard of them, but I haven't checked them out.
Stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Number 4 is Stone Fox's "I Killed Robert Johnson."
On a Clarksdale night, humid and hard, when your bottle and your blues are all that you got. Oh, I didn't want to do it, but he gave me no choice. I poisoned the whiskey, the cold in his voice. Guitar on the floor and my girl on his lap. So I topped off a bottle with more than a cap. When you poison men with alcohol, oh, the liquor gets the blame. Yeah, and I killed Robert Johnson just the same.
Yeah, so this one is this band is more of a just like a straight up rock band. But this song, I wanted to include it, even though it's definitely, this song has a Whiskey Myers kind of vibe to it. So it sounds like a southern rock type song, even though they're more of a rock band. But I really wanted to include this one because it's one of my favorite songs about murder. And Robert Johnson, the person, is like a folk legend guy, like a folk rock legend, and so the song about killing him, like, it's still relevant to the idea of country music and murder ballads. And so the whole deal is that Robert Johnson, the actual guy, died mysteriously, like it was like back in like the 30s, I think, and so no one really knows how he actually died. And so this song is, the singer saying the story like, oh, but I am the one who killed Robert Johnson. And so what he does is he Robert Johnson, like, hits on his wife, and so then he just poisons his alcohol, and then he dies, and so that's how he does it. But this song is an absolute jam. If anyone listens to it, just like, well, that's not country, I'm like, fuck you, it's great. Listen to it anyway.
Kevin, this is a country music podcast.
Yeah.
If you're not going to talk about country music.
Yeah. Well, and Stone Foxes, I saw them live in Davenport at the River Roots Fest several years ago, and they were really good. The guy that sings on this song, because they kind of have different people that will sing on different songs, the guy that sings on this one is the drummer, which is really cool because you don't usually see the drummer sing lead.
Huh, I didn't know that.
And he also got off the drums and started playing guitar later, and a different guy got on the drums. So it was very interesting.
So they're one of them talented bands.
Yeah, they're one of those where like, oh wait, you guys are actual musicians? Why?
I thought the singer was supposed to sit up there pretending to play guitar and not
just have one hanging on him, and then he just like holds a G chord but never actually strums the guitar.
And then he starts rapping and takes it off because I like Jamie Lynn Wilson had the defense for like Walkeyes, like, maybe they changed their set list.
I was like, I don't believe it. Fuck them. Yeah. Love you, Jamie, but fuck Walker Hayes.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I forgot to write down last week's music albums that came out, so I'm looking at them.
Oh.
Number 3 is Jason Isbell's Yvette.
I might not be a man yet, but that bastard will never be. So I'm cleaning my Weatherby. I sight in my scope, and I hope against hope. I hope against hope.
Yeah, so now that we're into the top 3, this one and then the next 2 that obviously we'll go over are for sure, like, these are the ones that I think of when if you said murder ballad, these would be the ones that immediately come to mind. This song by Jason Isbell is like super depressing. Like, even though, like,
Oh, yeah.
he has a classmate in school who's like being abused, and then he takes matters into his own hand, grabs his gun or his dad's gun or something. I can't totally tell how old the kid's supposed to be, who is the narrator in this song.
Yeah,
but he grabs a gun and murders the dad or stepdad or whoever is abusing this girl. He's just like, he's not gonna touch you like that no more, and they like try to like save her. But it's such a like a depressing song that even though like in the end he fucking kills the guy who is abusing this girl, it's still like such a bleak kind of tone for the whole song. But it's just beautifully done with the sadness. It's just crazy, and like I love the subtle slide guitar that he has like throughout it. It's just so good. Jason Isbell is on another realm in a lot of times when he writes songs like this.
Yeah, this is one of those that I first heard when I first heard of him, and I was just like, holy shit, this dude is fucking phenomenal. Like,
yeah, it was like, I heard this and I was like, I didn't even know people could make songs about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
I just love the line where it's just like, I'm more of a man than your father will ever be, or whatever
Exactly.
it is. Like, it's...
Yeah, I'm more that bastard will never be.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's... Yeah, fucking Jason Isbell is quite a good songwriter. He's
Some would say well versed in the writing of songs.
Yeah, and if you go over to RollingStone.com, they'll say why he voted, because can't just not vote or whatever. Democrat.
Try it out.
Try it out. Anyway, number 2 is a little man named Colter Walls, Kate McCann.
So I went a courting Kate McCann. Got me a job and I quit my rambling. And every day I'd say a quarter of my pay. I could buy a diamond ring. Lord, and one day I come home to find my darling angel's not inside. I made for the creek where she and I did meet. I found her with some other lover. In the Kate McCann.
Yeah, this one, I remember when I first heard this, like, and it was like kind of when I was first getting into Colter Walls, because I started listening to him. I'm pretty sure when that album came out, like I hadn't heard of him.
Self-titled one.
Yeah, when that came out was when I first checked him out. I was like, holy shit, this guy's great. But then when I heard this one, I'm like, this song is amazing. Like one of my favorite songs just anyway, and then certainly one of the best murder ballads ever wrote, about how he, saves up his money to try to buy the ring for his lady, and then she ends up, cheating on him, and so he, the big climax of the song where he says, I put 3 rounds into Kate McCann, and it's like, what a fucking song. And the music in it is tremendous. Seeing him live where he can do all of the acoustic stuff by himself, just him and the guitar. So like the recorded version has the kick drum, but it's just, he does all of it himself. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that live version on YouTube is so amazing because especially when he goes silent, like he stops playing, he goes, "I put 3 rounds in Kate McCann," and then it just goes right back to the guitar and the bass.
Yeah,
fucking phenomenal.
It's so good.
Yeah,
and so it would be my number one murder ballad song if the next one that we're about to do isn't such a classic and like legendary and like the murder ballad song.
Yeah. Which is number 1, Left-Handed Frizzell's. Wait, sorry. Lefty Frizzell's Long Black Veil.
She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The sky throws.
Yeah, so this song, I don't know when it was recorded. It's fucking really old. If you know anything about Lefty, he's
2012.
Yeah, very very old. In the dark times, in the before time.
Fucking Joe Bongo. Oh yeah, it was 1950.
Exactly. But this song, Long Black Veil, it's about. It's really interesting. It's got a lot of like twists and turns in there, and so the whole deal with the story is the narrator is hung for a murder that he didn't do, but the reason that he was hung for it was because apparently the actual killer looked a lot like him, and he couldn't provide an alibi because he was sleeping with his best friend's wife, and so he takes the secret of sleeping with his best friend's wife to the grave because the only way he could free himself is to give the alibi that, oh no, I was with her that night. And so the Long Black Veil is this woman, his best friend's wife, visits his grave in the middle of the night wearing a long black veil, and they're the only ones that know that he actually isn't the killer. And it's just, it's crazy good, and it's like kind of one of those where I'm like, I can't believe like way back then they had, you know, songs like this written. I'm just kind of imagine like the conservative fucking 1950s people like not like wouldn't be down for it. But it's really good. Like it's the murder ballad in my opinion. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Well, that's the other thing with that people don't sometimes realize is another version of they changed the genre. They didn't want to because pop music because they're changing the genre. It's because back then a lot of country music was just like Christian, pretty much like gospel music in a way.
Yeah,
and that these people come out and they do like songs about drugs, cheating, drinking, and like living a bad outlaw life. That's what people were all of a sudden like, oh shit, country's kind of changed into that type of thing. It's not the fact that they started playing pop music or changed the genre. It's the fact that they started singing different type of things. Which is that's the thing, man. New country. It's all spring break anthems because who the hell needs anything else?
Exactly. But if they did a spring break anthem where it actually was a murder ballad about a guy saying "fuck all these goddamn kids" and he just murders them on the beach, I would be all about it.
The Meg.
Exactly. If the Meg was written into a country song, or Piranha 3D, the country song.
God, I forgot about that movie. So bad. Yeah. So that's our top 10-ish, 11-ish murder ballads. There are other ones that we were thinking of, like Worth Killing For by Ray Scott. I was actually, while we were doing the list, I was thinking like Guilty as Can Be by Cody Johnson, kind of stuff like that.
Yeah, and I wanted to mention like the Dixie Chicks song Goodbye Earl. I don't listen to the Dixie Chicks. Sorry, I'm not sexist.
Because they
I just
talked
don't listen
bad
to them.
about George Bush.
Well, it's like, I don't listen to them, and it's not for any political or nonsensical reason. I just don't listen to them. I don't really care.
I didn't either.
But I know that Goodbye Earl is like a big famous song, and I think like when they released it, people were like, wait, what? They wrote a song about killing a dude?
It was also... Oh, that actually just reminded me quickly, the conservative thing back then. I remember they talked about how Loretta Lynn got like booted off of the radio because she had the pill song about birth control, and I was like, I hate the birth control.
How dare you?
But but I don't listen to Dixie Chicks either. I just never really did.
Yeah.
And so that when Aaron Lewis had that album come out with his daughter singing Traveling Soldier, I didn't know it was a Dixie Chicks song.
Oh yeah, me neither. I had no
idea.
clue. It sounded to me like it was a cover of someone. You know, like I was just like, I don't think this is a song that he wrote. But I had no idea until we looked it up. I'm like, oh shit.
And that song is not on Spotify anymore, and that really bums me.
God damn it, Spotify, get your shit together.
Yeah, I really need to get that Apple Music.